Our next segment is Scratch Builder's Corner by R. Martin Breckbell.
Okay. Time for a small conflagration and knocking people dead. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. Haven't done that in a few thousand years. Okay, so wherever we were, you can come right in and we'll keep going. I think last time we had walls. I had 4 walls and they need to be put together. And we're going to jump right forward and have those assembled. It's, you have 4 walls, just putting together, that's a box. It's fairly straightforward. And there's what you get. Okay, so that's a little more complicated than 4 walls just being thrown together, but not really. It's just a lot of 3/16 inch square balsa stock all around the inside. And I did this for a couple of reasons. One, there's some bracing because it gets a little high on the roof line and needed to be kept in place and square. And it's also to give locations for some of the glue on the roof to actually adhere to the roof sheathing. And particularly in this little valley here where things are going to join up. I just want to have basswood hanging in space and waiting for glue to hopefully hold it all together. Corners, these are the 3 32nd corners that were on the sides last week. And I just tacked this all together initially with goo on that horrible green, horrible yellow-brown stuff that everybody doesn't like to use. The old Hobsco's glue, which became Walther's goo, which is still around. Tack that down with a layer of that on the end grain of the wood, and then some CA on the other surface, and tack it together, and that pretty much holds it together without too much difficulty. The reinforcing is just to keep some of the floppier parts of the clapboard from being floppy. The ones around the bottom, all those pieces at the bottom, that's not so much bracing as it is cleats, because this is going to actually go onto a little piece of, I don't know, it's plywood or masonite. We'll find out. I don't remember what I used. It's sitting right over here, but I can't tell. Nope, can't really tell. So we'll find out. I'll rediscover it and we'll learn what it is. So you can just see it. You can see the back of the inside of all the doors. Like I said last week, doors are just a piece of 1/32nd basswood of some sort, either scribed or not. This might have been scribed on both sides, actually. You can, or you used to be able to get scribed on both sides, 16th inch basswood from Kapler. I don't know if they still sell it or not. It's a wonderful thing to have when you want to have both sides exposed to and be visible. I just happen to have a scrap of it, and I just made the door out of it. But there's a cleat here at the top, and there was one at the bottom which holds this in place. So the door just lays in there. And another view from the same thing, so you can see it better. I didn't sand this very well, but it doesn't really matter because it's all going to be covered up. And then you can see, this is how I built that the large back door you saw last week. It's just a piece of basswood on the inside of the wall framing with the cutout, and then you just build the door up from a blank piece of basswood. Okay, so we have the 4 sides together. We have a box with a peculiar roof line. So we're going to put on the roof. Fancy that. Okay, so it's just 1/32nd sheet basswood. Just glue this all up, edge glue it. You can see right here, this is not one piece of wood. This was 2. It's all glued up. There's various scraps. I keep all the scraps of this stuff in one of the boxes on my workbench, because you never know when you need a piece that's, well, you can get 4-inch wide, but when you need 5-inch wide, well, you have to make it. So, or 6-inch wide. So you just glue it up on the edge, And I'm working on plate glass, about 3 by 4 foot piece of glass on this side of my workbench. I just lay it on the glass, put some weights on it, slap the two edges together, put with some wood glue in between it, and wait an hour or two. Now I have a wider piece of wood. The old wood extender uh, mechanism works fine. And so you can see from the side view how that roof looks. And put some trim boards underneath of it to clean up the roof line and messy joinery. Try to bevel things a little bit, get them to match up if you can. Close. I'm not that worried about this for the purpose of this building, though. I just want to be close. Little rough edges won't hurt it. Actually adds to it. So, first pass on paint and some other details. I decided on a two-tone color scheme. I think that is, yeah, it is. It's Floquil Harbor Mist, whatever that is. It's gray. And some sort of, I think, Southern Pacific freight car brown, which is actually more red than brown. It's paint, names of paint. They can be almost anything and not look anything like what they say they are. But this is just the first pass, first coat of it. Some details. We've got two chimneys on the roof. One's a Grant Line leftover part. The other piece is a resin casting from somebody. I thought it was 3D printed, but it's not. It's resin casting. Not sure where it came from. I have a drawer full of chimneys that I go through when I need one. Door hinges. I think those are Grant Line, actually, and some wire for a handle. And over here, that's just a pin. Standard clothing pin. With O scale, you can get away with a pin. It's about the right size for a handle. And started on the roof, you can see it. Just going to be a tar paper roof, nothing fancy on this building. And you can see at the far end, I've added in some dummy fake faux rafter tails. You just cut these off and stick them up in there. It's 3 by stock. You put a bevel on the end of it, stick it up under there with some wood glue. And unless you flip it over and look real carefully, they look perfectly fine from a straight ahead angle. You can see where the other two windows go that we made the shutters for last week. And you can see from the top here where that's the chimney and the stack are. And it's a lousy picture. Sorry about that. But this door, there's a handle here, there's a doorknob here, there's hinges here, and the rest is hinged on the inside. So it's a door within a door, two large doors. I have no idea where those hinges came from, though. I don't believe they're Grant Line. There's something else. I'm going to stop here. And next week, we'll finish this structure up. It's going to take a lot of stuff to do because I'm looking at it over here about 3 feet from me, and it looks a lot different than that last picture. So we'll come back to it in a week. Is that true, Tom?
That's true. And thank
Okay.
you again for everything you do for the show. And it's always fascinating to see your work. Appreciate it.